Alright guys, so I was thinking about how there's this big battle between, muscle cars and tuners, Japanese, or not, the Japanese cars versus American cars, German cars versus American cars, all these different fights between all the different whatevers, however you want to put it, all the different cultures. I kind of fall in this category where I like a little bit of everything. There's stuff I don't like. There's cars that I would never own, cars that I don't like. I'm not going to fault you for your what you like. Like, I may think that your style and what you think is cool is ridiculous and pointless and just why, but I'm never going to berate you and tell you that you're an idiot or something for it. I mean, I may not get it, but if it's what you like, then it's what you like. At the end of the day, your car should be what you want. That being said, like stance cars, I will never understand. Like, I understand the purpose of camber in certain situations, drifting, road course, but just to drive around with all four tires cambered that much makes no sense to me. I will never really understand that whole scene. The Ricer scene, I think, is ridiculous. I also grew up in the time where that was commonplace, and I won't lie, at one point I wanted to build a Ricer because I wanted to be like everybody else. That being said, I really quickly found out that I'm much more behind the idea of having something completely different and unique, and you don't see people do a whole lot most of the time. I mean, I pick weird platforms. I like weird, oddball stuff. That's why I have a 76 Camaro part of the halfway. It was actually a good price, and I wanted to keep it in the family. But that's a whole different story that you've already heard. And I get that car really is not an overly oddball build. At the end of the day, I'm putting really good Pro Touring suspension on it. I'm building a Pro Touring car essentially, but it's not really going to be set up for Pro Touring. It's going to be set up to do a little bit of everything because that's the way my mind works. But I want a Swiss Army knife essentially. But like, to look at the way that, the Rat Rod scene, those cars are really cool because they're really cheap to build, and to see the creativity that people come up with is amazing. Also, but then on the flip side, you have the street rod guys, and you have the original hot rod guys. I think original hot rod, like back in the day, vaudeville, World War II era hot rods, that's the rat rod type deal. Nowadays, rat rods typically now are more for show, where original hot rods, World War II hot rods were, I'm going to build this car for as cheap as possible, drill holes in it everywhere so that it's super light, and dump the biggest motor I can put in it so it goes really fast. Like, I get all that, that's all really cool, but there's still stuff. I'm not 100%, I'm not a big traditional guy. I think rat rods are cool, but for me, the idea of building a V8 muscle car that gets 25 miles to the gallon or whatever because you put a 6-speed manual in it, it's got fuel injection and all that other stuff, is really cool. And for a long time I used to think that I was born in the wrong era. Because car cultures, unfortunately, I feel like car culture is starting to die with people in my generation, millennials, thinking, oh, we gotta save the environment. Your V8 muscle car is blah, 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 whatever. I don't care. Take your Prius, drive around, save me gas so I can go do big burnouts and waste gas, I guess. I'm 100% behind electric cars and fuel and hybrids and all that other stuff to get good gas mileage. I will be over here with my muscle cars and my tuner cars and whatever else I have, going fast and wasting gas because I can. I'm not a huge fan of driving something that I don't find joy in. I mean, I drive a bone stock P71 Crown Vic. I am 100% happy with this car. I can't say 100%. There's stuff I want to change. Eventually, I'm going to put exhaust and cold air intake on it, but in a tune, little things to make it a little more fun. But as far as suspension goes, this is probably one of the best, if not the best handling car I've ever driven. And that's saying something because I work in a hot rod shop. But everything I've driven has been, I want 1 million horsepower and screw brakes and being able to turn. I mean, I've driven fast cars. And going fast is fun, but I like being able to turn and, like, I grew up in a small town where there was windy roads going up to it. And, you know, you learn how to drive windy roads, and the feel of when you first start driving them and you're doing the speed limit, you're doing the suggested 35, whatever it is, through these corners. All of a sudden you realize one day, I go a lot faster, and all of a sudden now you've got your skill level to the point where you can push the vehicle you're in to its limits, and the only thing stopping you from going any further is the fact the vehicle has no more, is really cool. I mean, I like cars that handle. And I get that as a muscle car guy, people always say, well, you own a muscle car, you'll never turn. That car's not designed to turn. Well, with today's market, I can. But you got guys in the tuner scene, you got the German guys, you got the Japanese guys, you got the JDM guys, you got all these different facets that I dump into the tuner car side of the house, because I don't see muscle cars as tuner cars, which probably is the wrong thing, but it is just the way I see it. But tuner cars, cars like manufacturers like Dynan, I can't think of it. They all just went poof. I guess you do have the muscle car world. You have Roush, and you have Shelby, and you have Saleen. They're all tuners. But for the German tuner cars, that side of the house, some of the stuff that you see coming out of that side of the house is amazing. I mean, you have the 3 GTRs right now that keep passing the fastest time back and forth to each other for the fastest GTR in the world. I mean, one of those is a local. I've dealt with them before. They're really cool guys. You would never know that they built the fastest GTR in the world. But that whole thing of, you have the GTR. I've ridden in a GTR, bone stock. Well, when I rode in it, it was stock. It didn't have tune yet. It's faster now than it was when I rode in it. But still, the GTR pins you in the seat, and you go, holy crap. The only car I think I've ever ridden in that makes me go, oh my god, more than a GTR was a 700, I think it was 700 horse, SRT8 Jeep, first gen Jeep. Hidden turbo system, so back, it was, when you pop the hood, you didn't see the turbos, or the turbo, I don't remember if it was single or dual. And it was also a 426 stroker motor. That thing was pin you in your seat and make you go, holy crap, fast. And stuff like that is cool to me. So I'm going to try to do one of these tonight on my way home from school. It'll be night. I kind of want to see what a night video would look like on the roads with the lights. It may not get posted. Be looking out for it. I don't know. Like I said, guys, I'm testing new stuff. I'm trying to figure it all out. Leave me comments what you want to see, what you want to hear. If you like these videos at all, let me know. Thanks.